So Google strikes again, Google Maps. It's telling us that we need to go this way, down this little road here. But obviously with this van, that is not going to fit. So we're not going to make it down there. So we've now got to turn around, go all the way back to the main road and find another route up to the windmills. Cheers, Google. One thing about the interior of Portugal is really mountainous and very green and lush. I can see for absolutely miles behind me there. Yeah, it's a completely different view of Portugal that we've not done before. The roads are really scenic. They are a bit twisty and windy. Some of the gradients are a little bit steep, but then you're afforded with these absolutely fantastic views. So yeah, give the interior a look yourself. It's really beautiful. I was only just saying how stunning the interior of Portugal is, and then the next section of road is like tiny little switchbacks coming down the mountain. I'll put a little quick image up on Google Maps just to show you the real steep hairpins, and then we come to this absolutely incredible dam, and you're literally driving in front of the face of it, looking up two massive sheer rock faces, and then holding back this huge great big reservoir here. And there's a little chapel here. You can climb up the steps. You could actually park just right next to the chapel, and then you've got this amazing viewpoint here. Absolutely incredible. I'll put some details in the description below of this location, but yeah, if you're driving through the interior of Portugal, yeah, definitely come through this route. Absolutely beautiful and stunning. There's a little turning point just down from the chapel at the end of a little lane, right near the reservoir, just behind me there, and the dam. Obviously the van's parked there, the dam's just over there, but there's a little path off the end of this little turning point here, and that should lead right the way down to the dam. So we're going to go and check it out. Got the drone, hopefully get some epic footage. Well, there's supposed to be like major big cracks in the dam here.
We are only on the edge, I think. I'm sure it's alright.
That's a pretty big crack though, all the way down the middle of the dam. What an absolutely stunning location that is. Really beautiful here, and sunshine today, the weather conditions really nice. Got some really good photographs and some really cool footage of the dam with the drone. Yeah, and there's loads of little side roads off around this reservoir with little dead ends that you could probably easily get away with camping in if it's just an overnight stop. I don't think anybody would even know that you were there, to be honest. Oh, look at that glorious sunshine. Yeah, beautiful location, really nice. And see, if we was on the toll roads, well, we wouldn't have seen this. We'd have just been on the motorway crunching away loads of tarmac. And yeah, we chose to go non-toll today, and this is what we found. So it's definitely better doing that. And there's been a couple of guys since we've been here which have been climbing the cliff face opposite. Man, you've got to have some cojones to do that. It makes my legs wobble just looking at it. So there's a little bit of a dead end road here, leads down to the dam. They've kindly provided a waste bin for rubbish, and then just here is a fountain. Obviously didn't look like it was running, but then reach in here in this little hole. Oh, fresh water. Cool. Pretty nifty, isn't it? In a lot of Portugal you'll also see these trees, quite a few locations. You'll see these this time of year anyway, these little red fruits. And I believe it's kind of referred to as a strawberry tree, and although normally you're guided not to eat anything red you find on a tree, that's usually a warning, but these are really juicy, lovely, really sweet. Now I know with climate change and everything else, we've got to obviously find alternative sources of energy, renewable energy, and it's really important. You know, we've got our own source of renewable energy, the solar panels on the roof of our van, so you know, we're completely off grid. We're not really reliant on fossil fuels, other than a little bit of diesel for driving of course, but we need to find some alternative sources, because personally my choice, I don't really like these massive things. They're just a blot on the landscape, and when you're faced with this absolutely stunning scenery that you've got here in the interior of Portugal, which is just absolutely breathtaking, and then you go and stick a load of them on the top of the mountains, yeah, it just don't look that good, does it? And as we came down from the mountains, we passed this special vehicle that was transporting some new blades for a wind turbine up the mountain roads. These blades were absolutely enormous when you were standing next to it, and I can certainly appreciate the engineering and technology that goes into making and transporting these things. The entire weight of that blade was just bolted to one end on that vehicle, and it was actually being raised by a massive hydraulic ram so that the tail end was way up in the air. Incredible to watch. Morning guys, right, so we popped into this little Aire here overnight. This is a fantastic example of one of the free, well it's free currently, of the services that Portugal's providing now. If you look on Google Maps, originally this area was just a gravelled area of the local park, and then obviously the local council have turned it into a motorhome Aire. There's 5 hard standings here. There is space on the opposite side for another couple of vehicles, but these 5 bays are individually serviced. So you've got your own electricity, you've got your own water supply. Now, in addition to the individually serviced bays, there's also a service point here, so you can empty the grey water, empty your toilet, fill up with fresh water, and there's also the benefit of a jet wash here as well. Now, the local council have obviously made some considerable investment in providing this service. The little plaque on the wall there says that they've invested about 150,000 euros to create this little park up. You can see there's a barrier just behind me, and at the moment the whole service area is free, but I guess in the height of summer there will be a charge, and there is a pay meter in the car park as well. But then obviously that brings some revenue back into the area, so while they're providing a superb service here, you know, there's a small charge for it, which is acceptable. You know, I don't see any problem with that. And also the local services here in the town benefit from the tourism, so it's a win-win situation. Now, we've been travelling around Portugal for a few weeks. The van is getting a bit filthy, so I'm going to take this opportunity to give it a little bit of a clean. One thing you'll find out when you come to Portugal is they do love a cobbled street. You do get to find out how good your van build is as well, because it does shake the van to pieces. And a lot of these cobbled streets are actually listed and historic, so even if they dig them up to put services in, they've got to put the cobbles back. They can't just tarmac them. But yeah, sometimes makes for some interesting driving. Leaving that council-run Aire in Mortágua, back to Santa Cumbadale, we've got a short drive of about half an hour to pick up the N2 again and travel further down to a lovely little town called Penacova. A lot of the water in this region is held back by numerous dams, and on this drive down to Penacova, we drive across another stunning example.
There's no need to complicate things. Let's stick to the basics. We both know what we want. Let's just keep it simple. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We dance on the same wavelength. This feels like a new beginning. We both know what we want. Let's just keep it simple. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So won't you let me trip with you? Leaning on follow, leave us till tomorrow. So won't you let me trip with you? Leaning on follow, leave us till tomorrow. So won't you let me? So won't you let me? So won't you let me? I dream that if I can hold you close, you can be my antidote. Let me run away with you tonight. Let us leave the world behind.
So we sat down last night and tried to work out a little bit of an itinerary for the next couple of days, looking in the passport and looking on the route of the N2 and what towns it goes through. So what we've tried to do today and tomorrow is pick some things of interest just off the N2 as we drive down. So we're just about to come up to a man-made beach on a little river. It's like a little, almost like a little holiday resort type sort of place. Stopped there for a little bit of lunch. Thought that just might be a nice location to park up. And then later on this afternoon we're going to head up into the mountains, and there's some fantastic windmills. There's a whole string of them along the top of the mountains up there. So we thought that might be interesting to go and have a look at. But at the moment we're just driving along the N2, following the river through the centre of Coimbra, and it's yeah, really stunning and beautiful. Weather's not terrific today, it's a bit overcast and cloudy, but yeah, the view's really nice. Very lush green, loads of mountains. Yeah, what a fantastic drive. So we've made it down the N2 to Penacova. We're outside the little tourist office, and it's quite an interesting town, very mountainous, huge great big river that goes through the middle of it. So hopefully I'll get the drone up and we'll get some really cool shots of this town. And then this afternoon we're going to pop to this little place here. All these little windmills are. We're going to have a look at that. But now, while we're waiting for the tourist office, yeah, lunch. Have we got anything nice to eat?
As usual, cheese and ham, or ham and cheese.
Cheese sandwich, Dave. We're having a cheese sandwich. N2, Penacova. We made it. There is a campsite here as well, which looks like it's really well provided with services. That's the most amount of icons I've ever seen on a camp sign. The road down to the beach car park is really steep. The camera is not doing this any justice, I don't think. It's probably, I don't know, it looks 40 degrees or something, 1 in 2 or something. It's ridiculous. So we parked at the top and walked down. I could get down here, but the van might struggle to get back up because it is really steep, like ridiculous. So we didn't want to risk it. We parked at the top, but I think you can see over there a little bit of beach maybe. There's a nice bar and restaurant here. We'll have a quick look in there. They can stamp your passport for you as well. And yeah, we'll check it out. Oh, here's the campsite here. Look, a few people parked in there. It looked like they've been, the actual road down to the campsite is a lot less steep than this road, so don't worry if you want to park in there. But that looks quite nice, all amongst the trees there. Yeah, very good. And I guess you'd have a really nice view of the river if you was on that side. Let's nip over there and have a quick look. And there you go. Look at that for a spot. Oh, in the summer this would be lovely, wouldn't it? I mean, it's nice now. It's about 14-15 degrees today, so it's not really cold. We're in t-shirts, but yeah, that would be lovely if it was sun and was out and you're sunbathing on the beach there. I reckon that's quite a popular little spot, that. So you can drive down the road by the side of the restaurant there down to this sort of beach area, and just in front of me there is a van parked there, but it's really best suited for small vans and 4x4s because it's very, very steep coming down here and the ground's a little bit uneven and it's quite tight. So if you've got a big motorhome, probably not a good idea to come down here, maybe stay in the campsite over the other side. But I guess in the summer season you probably wouldn't be able to park here. You can see there's that 4x4 Sprinter over there. You might get away with it in the off season maybe, but yeah, lovely area, apart from the odd one or two dogs barking right now. Hopefully they would shut up. Otherwise you wouldn't get a very restful night's sleep, would you? But yeah, nice place. Now when I put the windmills into Google Maps as a destination, it gave me two route options. One was 13 minutes and 7 kilometres, a fairly direct route. Another was a round loop, a little bit longer, nearly 10 kilometres, but 14 minutes, so no difference in time. Now I chose the shorter route, which was okay until we got to this tiny little village. We barely squeezed through in between the houses, scraping the wing mirrors. And then after that, it was all just fields. There was absolutely no way we were going to get up the mountain to the windmills from this side. So Google strikes again, Google Maps. It's telling us that we need to go this way, down this little road here. But obviously with this van, that is not going to fit. So we're not going to make it down there. So we've now got to turn around, go all the way back to the main road and find another route up to the windmills. Cheers, Google. So we're heading back down the mountain to find another route to those windmills, because what Google thought was a road was literally just a track across somebody's fields up in the mountains. And we barely got through in between those houses there. And all the locals came out thinking, what the hell's going on? Why is this camper van in the middle of our tiny little village in the mountains? But luckily I managed to turn the van round and we're coming back down. If you'd have gone up there with a motorhome, oh, you'd have got wedged in there proper. You'd never be able to turn around. So yeah, I think there's a main road on the other side of the valley. We have to go over the bridge, up the IP3 for a little bit, and then perhaps we can get a proper road up the other side of the mountain. But this is definitely not the way to go. Right, let's try again. We made it up to the top, but as you can see, the mist has descended, and although you can kind of make out these eerie silhouettes against the sun, oh yeah, it's such a shame it's so foggy. But I'm thinking no one's going to be up here. We might camp overnight up here because there's not a soul about, and then see if we get a break in the weather in the morning and have a proper look around. What do you reckon, Lou?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I don't know, it's not foggy. I think it's just low level cloud, isn't it? Because we're so high up in the mountains here. But they do look kind of cool with the fog and the mist and sort of silhouetted against the sunlight there. There's loads of them, but you can't see. There's a whole line of them. I don't know how many there are, but there's loads. Can't actually see how far they go. Got to be careful I don't walk off the edge of the mountain here, because there's a big drop there. Wow. Cool, isn't they? This place is really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm glad we made it up here. It was a bit sketchy, the road coming up though, wasn't it?
It was
And
okay.
when the Arctic lorry come round the corner
okay, all right.
and nearly ran us off the road,
Forgot about the Arctic.
which we have got on dashcam
we
footage, so
have.
we'll just insert that right here. Scary moment. But no, I mean, it's amazing up here. We're literally in the clouds. Just 2 seconds ago, we could see right away for hundreds and hundreds of miles to another mountain range in the distance, and now we're in the cloud again, and literally within 5 minutes the clouds just come over. So yeah, but no, terrific. We just counted them. There's 20 windmills here. Some are derelict, some it looks like people are actually living in them. They've turned them into tiny little houses, which is quite cool.
Yeah, we just see a couple up there.
Yeah, there's he's
watering his flowers.
watering his plants outside his little windmill.
Yeah, nice.
And
And on a
imagine
clear day, you have a fantastic view.
probably one room downstairs and a bedroom upstairs.
Yeah,
That's about as much as you get in there, isn't it? But they're really cool.
tiny little kitchenette.
Yeah, so I'll put some details in the description below of where these windmills are, and yeah, come up the main road from the M2. Don't come up the tiny little village track that we tried to come up. And yeah, you'll get up here quite safely. Right, we're going to risk it, aren't we?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Who else is up here?
Nobody up here. There's just that one couple up there.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, we're gonna camp up here for the night, and then see, hopefully, if the weather clears and it's really nice in the morning, we'll be able to get some really good film, and hopefully get the drone up maybe, and get some video of it. That'll be cool. So back to the van, cup of tea.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, lovely. Let's get the kettle on. And as the sun went down over the windmills, we were presented with a beautiful sunset. I hope you're enjoying this trip following us down the N2 in Portugal. Please do leave us a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching. Cheers.